Hello, I'm Trudy, One Grounded Angel. This is an angel card reading video for the week starting April the 19th through to the 25th, 2021. I'm recording this quite late in the day to what I normally would, so you can see behind me is really beautiful light there. I was trying to move so that it would be blocked. I thought actually it's quite nice to have a bit more of an interesting background as opposed to these very strange lavender walls that for some reason our landlord painted this room. So I hope that you are going well with April. It's hard to believe we're coming to the end of it. We are heading into Taurus season this week, which is interesting. Taurus is a very grounded sign. It's an earth sign, and it's also associated with security, financial and emotional. So it is a great one for discovering or stepping into our an inner sense of security, confidence, and also thinking about things like work and money, having those structures there to support us. Monday's card is Archangel Michael. He's associated with strength, courage, protection, confidence. Super interesting that he's come up here. Many of you know that know this already about archangels, but they are a higher realm of our angels that anybody can call upon. They're not confined to one person, or we've got our own individual guardian angels, but anyone can talk to any archangel at any time. They can be with us all at the same time. Little known fact about Michael, he's very good with technical stuff, particularly mechanical, so call on him if you need a bit of a help with, I don't know, a car or something like that. I always forget to do this, so it's good that I'm getting this reminder. So this could be telling you that you need to call on that. Sometimes it comes up to let people know Michael's with you, helping you with this situation. Sometimes it comes up to remind you that you already have the courage and the strength to work through this situation, and the angels are going to help you. So talk to Michael for some help. I think this card is also about fear. Isn't every card really, given that's the human condition. It may be telling you that there's a specific situation that you're facing right now. The reason you're struggling so much with it is because of these fear blocks that are coming up for you, which is normal. Try not to let that fear tell you a story about the situation that isn't real. For example, you might start to think that you're screwing it up, or that everyone's against you, and that's just the ego talking out of fear. So try and get a little bit of separation and step away so you can get that higher perspective. Not always easy to do, and meditation is a really good way to do this. Distancing yourself from a situation. I often talk about how when we're really puzzling over a situation in our heads, it's really difficult to find the solution. We're holding on to it too tightly. We often need to step back and allow space for the universe to come through. That light has almost disappeared, so how interesting. That was very quick. I've only been recording this for 3 minutes and the sun's already disappearing very fast. So Tuesday we have an angel called Isabella, and this card is what I would like to call a green light card. It is giving you a go ahead for whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is you're contemplating. Yes, this is the right time. Go for it. And it's letting you know that it will have a good outcome, even though it may not be the outcome that you envisaged. There will be the right outcome for you. So go ahead. Stop delaying making a decision, because when we refuse to make a decision, we're choosing to stay stuck. And often we do that because we think, oh, I just need more information, or we want to protect ourselves. But that card is saying now is the right time to go ahead. And Wednesday's card is very similar. We have a goddess here called Yamanya, and the card is golden opportunity. It says important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. I mean, I don't think I could say it much better than that. It's really piggybacking off the Isabella card to let you know good things are happening, but you need to be willing to step up and walk through the doors, as the card says. So it might be worth thinking about, if you're struggling to do that, why is that? Is there a fear of failure? Are you still carrying trauma from a time that you put yourself out there and it didn't go so well, and so now you're trying to protect yourself? All those things that may need you to seek out some healing or some spiritual coaching to work through them. I know the word work is a bit off-putting. We don't want to think about doing work, but it's what we're all here to do. We're all here to work through our stuff. We're students here on this planet. That card is really a bit of a green light too. So I'm going to now use this card deck here called Gateway. They're really good for people who are on a precipice of something exciting, people who are, about to open a door, and it looks like that's what the cards are kind of telling us to do. Here we go. Thursday's card, Soaring into Joy, is such a beautiful, evocative image, isn't it? A little girl, or maybe she, I don't know, maybe she's not a child, it's hard to tell, but holding some balloons and bypassing clouds, that real nostalgic kind of feel here, a touch of whimsy. I like the way it talks about childlike wonder fills my life. And when we're kids, everything is incredible. Like, well, that flower grew from the ground from nothing. It blows your mind when you're a little kid. The animals can communicate with each other. That sense of wonder sort of disappears as we grow up, but it's what keeps the world exciting and fun and intriguing, and it's really important not to become jaded. And so looking for wonder sounds odd, I know, but it can just help you feel so much more engaged and present and just enjoying your life. So rather than getting into a really autopilot kind of mentality of just taking everything for granted. It's also, someone told me once that when you have that childlike sense of wonder, that's why the days seem so much longer when you're a kid, whereas when you're an adult, the years just get faster and faster and faster. It's a way of almost freezing time, is by appreciating what's around you and really getting suspended in these beautiful moments. It really helps you to get more out of your time. Of course, we've all got chores and obligations we need to do. We can't sit and watch spider webs form all day, but making time to do things that bring us joy. And if it's not about a sense of wonder, maybe it's about doing something that you love. This is such a recurring theme lately, isn't it? We see it all the time. The idea of really prioritizing the things that you love. If you love surfing but you haven't been out for a while, or you love sewing but you haven't brought out the sewing machine for a few months, do it. Don't wait for an invitation. Don't wait for a spare moment. You have to prioritize it. And when you're doing that thing that brings you the joy, again, it gives you more energy and fuel to do other things as well. So the argument, I don't have time, is a little bit of a false economy in a way. So I'm just laughing because I've shuffled Friday and look what it is, joy. You couldn't make this stuff up. So an interesting repetition of dolphins here. Dolphins are really spiritual creatures. So if you ever dream about dolphins, that's definitely a message about your own intuitive abilities or your own spiritual abilities. Side note there. Back to this. Joy, again, enjoying your life. I know it sounds so boring to say, and I need to be reminded of this just as much as everybody else. It is in our nature to prioritize the things that will bring us, help us tick off the items on the to-do list, but we need to really look at our lives and say, what are the things that I enjoy doing and how can I bring them in? You often hear people talk about this when they're going through a health crisis. They look back on their life and go, why didn't I spend more time baking cakes? I love baking cakes. That's just an example. Personally, I hate baking cakes. I'm not good in the kitchen. But it's a bit sad that sometimes it takes those real shake-ups to remember that our lives are measured in the things that we enjoy doing, much more than things that we do for money or for because people expect us to do. So really making that a priority and refusing to give into this societal pressure to be productive 24/7. So I'll go here next for Saturday's card. I'm only 9 minutes in. I suppose these messages are pretty straightforward. I shouldn't say that now, I'm jinxing things. Saturday's card here is Surrender and Release, loving all the greens on this particular card. It's interesting, this angel, I don't know if she's an angel, but anyway, this woman is holding a vase, and you can see all the water gushing out, which is quite symbolic of the way we need to let things be released from us sometimes instead of trying to hold them all in. It might be emotions that need to be released, maybe toxic ones, maybe just, an intense realm of emotions that you're holding inside across the spectrum. It could be something that you need to surrender to. Now, this comes up a lot for people who are trying to control everything to help themselves feel safe or help them feel like they're winning, whatever that means. So maybe you need to surrender to the flow of life and a bit more by accepting that you cannot control everything, that it doesn't make you feel safe anyway. You think it will, but it doesn't, because if you feel unsafe, you'll just find something else to worry about. And also by remembering that a lot of the timing of things in our lives is determined by the universe. We have so much power to make things happen, but ultimately the universe determines when. We're in charge of the what, the why we want it, and but the universe is in charge of the when and the how. So it's a little bit tricky. Oh, also the where the universe is in charge of. So this is, maybe we need to surrender to that greater sense of divine timing. To do that, you need to be able to trust that it is going to work out in your favor, and that can be challenging. And please talk to me if you need help with that, because I work with a lot of clients who really struggle to surrender to divine timing. It's something we need to do in baby steps. We can't just go, okay, it's fine, I trust everything's fine. It doesn't really work like that. So yeah, what is it that you need to surrender to, or what is it that you need to release? It could be, I'm just getting this now, it could be that some of you need to surrender to, let me rephrase this. It could be that some of you are trying to overly influence what other people are doing to make yourselves feel more in control or safer or whatever it is, and you need to surrender to that person's own sense of free will. Sometimes I'll have people contact me and say, oh, my daughter or my husband or whatever it is needs to heal. How can you work with me so that and tell me what they need to know? And I have to explain that I can't do that. I need to work with the person I'm working with only. I cannot give you information for other people because they have free will. I can only heal the person in front of me virtually. So that's really hard for some people to understand, because they really want to rescue everybody. They've got codependent relationships. They want to help everybody. They believe that everybody else needs to be happy for them to feel okay and safe, which is, again, not true, because they just find something else to worry about, even if those people's lives are under control. Not under control is maybe not the right word. Even if those people's lives are relatively stable. So that might be what needs to be surrendered to, the need to surrender to the fact that other people's lives are up to them, and they're in a relationship with the universe that you are not involved with, and letting them make those choices, follow their own intuition, or if what they're doing is on their own path that you don't think is right for them, and perhaps it won't be right for them, that's kind of up to them. So surrendering to that process. Not sure how well I've explained that, but hopefully the person who needs to hear it will get that. Sunday is patience. Oh boy, what a frustrating card. This card, this message repeats itself across just about every card deck I have, and it never gets easier to relay that message, because who wants to wait? No, we don't want to wait. We're in a world where, everything can come instantly. We can get meals delivered to our door pretty quickly. We can find out what we want to know, almost instantly. The need to surrender, sorry to use that word again, to the natural divine timing can be really tricky for people, particularly when it comes to relationships, because people are used to being able to cultivate a lot of things in their lives in terms of their career journey, maybe their property, what they're buying, their houses, but a relationship we can't make happen before it's ready to happen, and that's really hard. Of course, there's lots we can do to speed up the process in a way by working on our own blocks, making sure we're not doing anything to block that relationship from coming through. And again, talk to me if you need help with this. But we cannot, get the soulmate to appear before they've done their own work and they're ready. I don't know. It's hard. I wish I knew why that was the case, but it's hard for us to see the underlying sense of order. We see disorder. The universe knows everything is playing out exactly as it needs to. So having patience with that, and of course the gardening imagery here is really strong. We plant the seeds, we water them, we pull out the weeds, we don't have any control over when they're going to bear fruit, when they're going to sprout. We just need to trust that that's going to happen. Keep tending to them. It's the same with your goals. So these two weekend cards are very much connected. The surrender, and we've also got another message here about divine timing. Oh yeah, it was Isabella, this one here. So divine timing, surrender, trust, all of that stuff, all interwoven. And we've also got a lot of cards, cards around joy, and really a lot of momentum to get us to move forward with our goals and our plans. So that's a lot to deal with, but it's mostly good stuff. I mean, I think it's all good stuff anyway, but sometimes we have to go through challenging things like learning to surrender to get to the good stuff. It's a process, and we're all at different stages, and we can all move forward and then go back again. So yeah, that's how it goes. So thanks very much for being here. All these go on my social media. My Instagram is @OneGroundedAngel. My Facebook page is OneGroundedAngel. I do not have multiple channels. If you see another Instagram account coming up with my name on it, it's not me. I've only got one. Frankly, I barely have time for that one. I have not started another one. So please don't fall into that scam or trick. What else do I need to tell you? www.onegroundedangel.com. That is my website. That is where you can find out what I do, how I work with people across the world, and a bit more where you can see past videos if you want to. And there's lots of other articles on there as well about various aspects around spirituality. I'm not an expert. I'm still learning just like everybody else. But lots of my thoughts are on that website. Thanks for being here, and have a great week.